About the same time, Judah, descending from his brothers, turned toward an Edolamite man named Hira. And he saw there the daughter of a man called Shua of Canaan. And taking her as a wife, he entered to her. And she conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Er. And conceiving offspring again, having given birth to a son, she called him Onan. Likewise she bore a third, whom she called Shelah, after whose birth she ceased to bear any more. Then Judah gave a wife to his firstborn Er, whose name was Tamar. And it also happened that Er, the firstborn of Judah, was wicked in the sight of the Lord and was killed by him. Therefore Judah said to his son Onan, "Enter to the wife of your brother, and associate with her, so that you may raise offspring to your brother." He, knowing that the sons to be born would not be his, when he entered to the wife of his brother, he spilled his seed on the ground, lest children should be born in his brother's name. And for this reason the Lord struck him down, because he did a detestable thing. Because of this matter, Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Be a widow in your father's house, until my son Shelah grows up." For he was afraid, lest he also might die, just as his brothers did. She went away, and she lived in her father's house. Then, after many days had passed, the daughter of Shua, the wife of Judah, died. And when he accepted consolation after his mourning, he went up to the shearers of his sheep at Timnah, he and Hira, the herdsman of the Adulamite flock. And it was reported to Tamar that her father-in-law had gone up to Timnah to shear the sheep. And storing away the garments of her widowhood, she took up a veil. And changing her clothing, she sat at the crossroad that leads to Timnah, because Shelah had grown up, and she had not received him as a husband. And when Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot. For she had covered her face, lest she be recognized. And entering to her, he said, "Permit me to join with you." For he did not know her to be his daughter-in-law. And she responded, "What will you give to me, to enjoy me as a concubine?" He said, "I will send you a young goat from the flock." And again she said, "I will allow what you want, if you give me a pledge until you may send what you promise." Judah said, "What do you want to be given for a pledge?" She responded, "Your ring and bracelet, and the staff that you hold in your hand." Thereupon the woman, from one sexual encounter, conceived. And she arose and went away. And storing away the garments that she had taken up, she was clothed in the garments of her widowhood. Then Judah sent a young goat by his shepherd, the Adulamite, so that he might receive the pledge that he had given to the woman. But when he had not found her, he questioned the men of that place, "Where is the woman who sat at the crossroad?" And they all responded, "There has been no harlot in this place." He returned to Judah, and he said to him, "I did not find her. Moreover, the men of that place told me that a prostitute had never sat there." Judah said, "Let her hold herself to blame. Certainly, she is not able to accuse us of a lie. I sent the young goat that I had promised, and you did not find her." And behold, after 3 months, they reported to Judah, saying, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has committed fornication and her abdomen appears to be enlarged." And Judah said, "Produce her, so that she may be burned." But when she was led out to the punishment, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, "I conceived by the man to whom these things belong. Recognize whose ring, and bracelet, and staff this is." But he, acknowledging the gifts, said, "She is more just than I am. For I did not deliver her to my son Shelah." However, he knew her no more. Then, at the moment of birth, there appeared twins in the womb. And so, in the very delivery of the infants, one put forth a hand, on which the midwife tied a scarlet thread, saying, "This one will go out first." But in truth, drawing back his hand, the other came out. And the woman said, "Why is the partition divided for you?" And for this reason, she called his name Perez. After this, his brother came out, on whose hand was the scarlet thread. And she called him Zerah.